What's going on, guys? My name is Mitch. Today we're going to be talking about tips and tricks that you can use to instantly bump up your playing speed on your guitar. These tricks are going to apply for riffs and soloing, so whichever you're struggling with, I think these will all be able to help you a bit. So let's jump right into it. First tip is to breathe. I know a lot of people are like, breathing? What do you mean? This isn't a brass instrument. Who cares about how I'm breathing? I care. Breathing is very important for playing any instrument, and a lot of people struggle with when they're playing faster, their hands start to get tired. Sometimes people aren't making the connection. When they try to play something fast, they'll start holding their breath, which actually hinders your progress immensely. When you're holding your breath, it limits the oxygen in your blood to your hands, and your hands will get tired much faster than if you're breathing. So first thing you want to do is implement a conscious effort to make sure you're staying breathing while you're playing. Something a lot of people don't think about, but next time you're trying to play something and your hands are getting tired, make sure that you're breathing the whole time. Sometimes it can help just to take a big breath in before you're about to play the part that you're having trouble with, and then exhale while you're playing it, and then making sure you keep breathing in while you're executing those techniques. I actually had this issue a lot when I was first learning to do some faster solos. I was trying to play Highway Star by Deep Purple, and the licks near the end of the song were pretty fast for what I was used to at the time. And my hands kept getting tired, and I realized what was happening is I was holding my breath, and it was very eye-opening when I started to implement breathing into my technique, and it helped me a lot. So I hope that helps you guys too. Second tip is to make sure you're picking at an angle that's benefiting your playing. If you're picking where your pick is hitting flat parallel against the strings, it's going to greatly hinder your speed, and your pick is going to get caught in between the strings. A little close up here. If your pick is coming right at the strings like this, it's going to get caught. What you want to do is with your pick, tilt your hand at an angle like this, so it slices through. It's kind of hard to see here. You don't want to be hitting the strings flat like this. You want to be coming at it like an angle, so the edge of your pick slices through and you'll be able to go much faster. Try it out, you'll see what I mean. Basically, all you have to do in order to execute this technique is take your hand and curl a little bit so your pick is angled. If you're picking flat, you're going to get caught, and it's going to cause a lot of friction, and you're not going to be able to play through fast. If you turn that pick at a slight angle, about a 45-degree angle where the edge would be hitting the strings, you'll be able to play much faster. The third trick is to like and subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm just kidding. Okay, but for real, the third trick here is make sure your movement for your picking hand is in your wrist. I see a lot of people trying to play faster, and they're using a lot of forearm movement. You can't do that. You're gonna burn out super quick trying to play like that. What you wanna do is make sure you're using as little movement as possible in your wrist only. The fourth tip is to make sure that both of your hands are very relaxed while you're playing. It's hard to see when other people are playing. You can't really see what's going on inside with their muscles, but the people you see who are playing super fast have very relaxed hands. If you're having trouble with that, if you're noticing a lot of tension in your playing, what you want to do is just let both your arms hang down, wiggle them out. I know it's a little silly, but just get that blood flowing, get them nice and loose, and then go back to playing. Make sure you're paying attention you don't want to death grip your fretboard, especially if you're trying to play something fast and you're gripping the crap out of your fretboard, you're gonna tire out in seconds. Same thing on your picking hand. You want to make sure your grip is nice and loose. See, when I touch my pick here, it just wobbles back and forth. You want to hold your pick just tight enough to not drop it. If you're gripping the pick super hard, again, you're gonna tire out. And I know it seems hard at first. It's gonna feel weird if you're not used to it, but you gotta get rid of that tension in your hands, or you're never gonna be able to get to that next level. But once you're aware of it, over time you'll be able to get rid of that tension. Don't worry if it seems challenging at first. Just think about it while you're playing, and soon it'll be a habit and you won't even have to think about it. Fifth tip here is to implement more legato into your playing. You'll be able to play much faster if you're not worried about totally syncing your hands up with every single note. Eventually, if that's what you want to do, that's great. But in the short term, in order to play some things that you might be having trouble with, don't be afraid to just add some hammer-ons and pull-offs in there if they're causing you issues. For most people, it's much easier at first to do a hammer-on or a pull-off run than it is to pick all those notes out. You're not James Hetfield. You don't have to worry about down picking everything. Just have fun with it. You don't have to play exactly like everyone else that you've heard before. You want to develop your own style. And if pull-offs and hammer-ons help you do that, go right ahead. Tip number 6, a little bonus tip. I'm sure you guys have heard this a lot before, but a lot of people are reluctant to anyways. Use a metronome. Take your metronome slow. Make sure you're sticking with the beat. Every time you practice a lick that you're working on, do it with the metronome. Write down the BPM that you're working in. Every day you go to practice something, bump that BPMs up a little bit. And then before you know it, you'll be playing much faster and you'll be playing clean. You don't want to get fast, but all sloppy. That's not going to be fun for anybody. All right, guys, that's all the tips I have for today for bumping your speed up. If you have any speed tips that you think would help people watching this video, write them down in the comments below. So hopefully that can help some other people out. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this can help some of you out. Have a great one.